Today's show is brought to you by Manscape, the leaders in below the waistline grooming. Like we said, man, it's fresh ball season, baby. So you better make sure that your balls are freshly trimmed and cleaned with the Crop Reviver, the ball toner, the 2-in-1 body wash, the shampoo and conditioner, everything that you need for your personal hygiene care. Okay? Make sure that you're using that. Make sure that you're operating with that type of stuff because it makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you look good. When you look good, you play good. When you play good, everything is happening good. So with that being said, man, shout out to them. But more importantly, we stay with a promo code. And that promo code is MOATS. Use that. You get 20% off along with free shipping worldwide. So shout out to manscape.com. And trust me when I tell you, your dangly twins and they friends, well, I'll be appreciative of you, baby, once you Manscape it up. Let's start with what we like. Don't we like everything about it? Something about that blue. Oh, that beautiful red. That charging buffalo. Oh, man. Did I tell you about that mascot, an actual mascot that everybody actually knows and supports like a real mascot? Oh, shout out to Billy Buffalo. Oh, they got a song. You know, you got to have a song, right? We got Renegade. They got the fight song. The Bills make me want to shout. You got to have the shout song, right?
Is Trubisky in the Steeler McBeam category for Steeler fans?
No, Trubisky has good credit up there, man. Remember, he came in
I'm talking about with the Steelers. Mason, Mitch, Steeler McBeam, Lima Swede.
That's about right.
Dante Moncrief.
Yes. Oh, we put
Dree Archer probably too. Throw him in there.
You put Mitch in the Moncrief category? He's in that family? Don't do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that, Deke.
I'm not going to do
Deke,
that.
Don't you do that, Deke. Don't you do that. Don't you put him in that Moncrief category. Don't you do that, man.
It's a little bit more highlighted because he was the quarterback.
It is, but don't you do that,
Moncrief
man.
was god-awful, though.
Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. He is not Moncrief, all right? I give you Steeler McBean. I give you that.
No, it was just funny how you brought up the Bills have a mascot that they support.
They do, yeah.
And like we don't.
We do not support Steely. Bro, this place I go, and Steely be right there with us, and we like, bro, they run right by Steely, like, do not acknowledge him.
I don't mind the old logo that pops up on some of the vintage gear from way back, the 1930s or 1940s, where you have Steely McBeam, but it's the 1930s or 1940s version kicking that ball. I don't mind that. Don't make him our actual mascot right now, though. No, we don't mess with that.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Because the new Steely McBeam doesn't look anything like that one anyway. That dude looks like almost like a Lego guy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but we're trying.
We don't mess with Steely McBeam.
Yeah, still, he's an acquired taste, man, to say the least. So let us know in the chat 3 things that you like about this Bills team. Just 3 things. I know it's gonna be hard to minimize it to just 3, but just 3 things that you like about the Bills, and we'll get to the don't likes in a little bit. Would you like to go first? Or you want me to start it off, man?
1 to 3 or just 1?
However you want to do it. I mean, we can go 1 to 20 if you want.
1 at a time.
All right.
1's easy. Josh Allen. He's a dude, man. He's an awesome quarterback. And no matter how, and watching that last game, and even going back to the Dolphins game a little bit too, no matter how bad the Bills are playing, how many turnovers they have in the first half, or how much they shoot themselves in the foot, if you have a dude like Josh Allen, you're still in the game for the most part, unless it gets way out of hand, completely double digits, and the clock's down and the game's actually over. If you're down 10 points third quarter, 14 points third quarter, and you have a dude like Josh Allen, you're sweating it, but you're not sweating it at the same time because he has that type of capability to bring a team back pretty much single-handedly. When an offensive line's breaking down, he could scramble outside the pocket, gain 20 yards on the ground. He could shake off a defender, throw a dime 40 yards down the field. He's awesome. He's a top 3-4 quarterback in the league right now. So Josh Allen is obviously a thing that you got to like about the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the head there. I start with him as well. To me, he's their X factor. He is their version of Ben Roethlisberger, right? When you talk about us in Pittsburgh, it didn't matter.
And it's no matter how bad he's playing in the game, too. He could turn it on in the snap of a finger, too.
Which is that's why
it could be third. Like watching this Ravens game, it's like 3rd and 15. I'm like, he could get this. It's just like Aaron Rodgers. It's just like Tom Brady, Big Ben.
And that's why I went with the 7, because I'm like, we've seen games where 7 is playing terrible at times, right? Turning the ball over, or the offense isn't clicking, but you know, as long as he's out there, you got a chance. Think about that Vikings game. That's the one that I like to go back to. The Vikings game from a year ago.
Yep.
God awful for 3 quarters, right? 2.5, 3 quarters. God awful. But because you have that type of guy out there, it can click. Because you have that type of guy out there, he can get hot. And when you watch Josh Allen, that's exactly it. Whether the offense line breaks down, he could beat you with his legs. If he has to just win it with his arms, he can give you that element of it. He's got that competitive thing that you talk about, like things we like about Kenny Pickett, right? And you see his like will to win, that just fieriness about him, right? We highlighted the play where he gets hit from Quentin Williams. He gets up, he smiles. He's like, yo, I like that. Like Josh has those same type of characteristics. So it's like the same stuff that we love about what we have in-house, whether it's Kenny or when you're talking about Seven, a lot of those same things Josh has, but now he's really matured into the talent. And that's why he's elevated to that stratosphere of, you know, top 5 status as a quarterback and stuff like that, man. But yeah, he's definitely the one I start with as well.
Number 2 for me is the continuity.
That's a good one, bro.
They're on a good little run over the last 3-4 years where they have pretty much the same cast of characters.
Offensively, defensively,
Josh Allen, I know
teams.
Diggs is relatively new, or is this 3 years?
This is 3rd year, though.
This is third year. Because they had John Brown. It was the combination of John Brown and who's the other receiver?
Cole Beasley.
That's who it was.
Yeah, because Gabriel Davis, this is 2nd year, but he was a part of that group last year. But Cole Beasley, John Brown, they were the ones that were with him.
But they're in that stretch, kind of like what we had with Ben back in the day, where you got Ben and then you got like Hines Ward bringing Holmes, but then you lose like a Holmes, you can have like a Wallace in there.
I even
Sanders.
thought of when it was AB and it was like, okay, you might have a Martavis,
right.
Then it might be a Marcus Wheaton, then it might be a Juju Smith-Schuster. But you still got that one over there, yeah.
But as long as you have your core cast of characters, where it's Josh Allen, it's Diggs, now it's Davis for 2 years. Dawson Knox been around, and then on defense, I know Tre'Davious White is hurt, but he's been in the system
there
for like 3 or 4 years. Tremaine Edmonds is their leader at linebacker. Matt Milano too.
Both
Ed
of the
Oliver.
safety's been there for a minute too.
And then you're right. Poyer and Micah. Now
Hyde,
Micah Hyde's hurt; he's out for the year. But then you can fill in the pieces little by little, depending on the offseason. Like this offseason, they got Von Miller. The offseason before, they were able to draft Greg Russo, so they filled out their edge with that. I just like the continuity they have, not only the players, but also having Sean McDermott and that coaching staff. Now, I know they lost Brian Dable. I don't know if they lost any other coaches, but as long as you have that main guy,
and the thing was, when they
you
lost,
can make it work.
And the thing was, they kind of did what we did. So we lost our coordinator because we just did, right, in terms of Randy Fiegner. But then we promoted our, at the time, QB coach, Matt Canada, to OC. So that's what they did up in Buffalo. Brian Dable left. Ken Dorsey was the QB coach. So they just pumped him up. And now you can see it's still pretty much the same explosive offense. I think it's a little bit more, just a little bit more buttoned up, like not as arrogant at times. Because you know how we talked about last year when we played in week 1, it was kind of like,
how Ken Dorsey's running it?
Yeah, it's not to that level of arrogance. It's still some arrogance out there with the offense, but it's not to that level. And that's the big difference I see between the two. But no, you're absolutely right. The continuity is definitely there.
I was actually surprised in the Ravens game. They didn't take that many shots. I didn't know if it was because of the weather or not.
Part of it, yes. Yeah.
But they were just trying to throw like little 5-10 yard passes. They weren't taking any real shots down the field.
They was trying to play through Singletary for a little bit too, man.
Yeah.
Do some stuff, man. But the second thing that I like about this Bills team is their pass rush. You talked about Von Miller coming there, man. That's been a huge upgrade because prior to that, their version of that veteran pass rusher was a Jerry Hughes. And Jerry Hughes is a good player, but Jerry Hughes isn't Von Miller even in that conversation. And when you're watching how Von has been playing this season, it's opened up so much for that front. Gregory Rousseau is another guy who's been able to really benefit from that. To me, I still feel like their best D lineman has only played 1 game this season in terms of Ed Oliver. I know he was limited today. And he's their D tackle, top 10 pick, top 5 pick, if I remember correctly, when they got him. But yeah, that pass rush as a whole, man, they got guys that can win. They got guys that win one-on-ones and they create havoc. And I mean, it was shown even in that Baltimore game. Obviously, it was highlighted in that Rams game. And just throughout the season, that's been one of the things that has been able to help this Bills team remain good defensively, even with all the injuries that they're having on the secondary and stuff like that.
Okay, my third one.
Is it the shout song? The Bills make me wanna shout.
No. I can't really pull out the organization one on this one because
is it the
they
colorway?
started to right the ship over
Is
these
it the
last 4 or
uniform?
5
Is the
years.
uniforms? You like the uniform? What
But
you
the
like?
Bills were a desolate franchise for a good 15, 20 years.
What's your final theme? What's your final? You love the atmosphere up there? Huh? What you love about it? Oh, you like the Bills? Well, tell me what you like about them. Come on, man.
I'm with you on the edge rushers, but I think I like Diggs more. Just the Josh Allen Diggs connection. I don't know if all three of my answers there's too much layover there. Because I'm talking about Josh Allen. There's continuity, and that involves Josh Allen and Diggs.
Oh, you like the Bills? Well, tell me what you like about them.
Diggs is damn good.
Dang, Deke said, bro, I'd have ran out of. He said, yo, it's only 3 spots. I need another spot. That's what Deke said. Remember that, not me.
I maybe would have brought up the safeties if Micah Hyde was healthy.
Yeah.
Because Poyer's on one this year. He's got 4 picks in 4 games.
Yeah.
Now, listen. Minka's got 3.
Mm-hmm.
It should be 4, though, too.
Fair.
They should be tied for first. Because
Fair.
did you see the screenshot?
I did.
Oh, my God.
You see
it in real time. You're like, I guess
my only
the
question
feet
is
were
this, though.
up.
The screenshot, yes. But in real time, I do wonder. Like, it's bang, bang. It's definitely bang, bang.
Oh my
The screenshot
God.
looks
Why
like.
wasn't that looked at more?
I don't know. The screenshot definitely says yes, but the live play
It looks
it
like his
says
feet were
no.
up.
Yeah, and that's my part. I'm like, I don't know if he has possession completely on the screenshot, but it's so quick. I definitely know what you said. I definitely saw that play. Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely saw that play though, bro.
that's tough. And yeah, and maybe you could even talk about the secondary if everyone's out, just in
Yeah.
general, because you would have the 2 safeties.
Right.
Elam,
Trey White. Yeah.
Trey White's back, and then
Mhm.
Jackson's playing pretty good
Yeah.
too. But no, I'm just gonna stick with Diggs because no matter what happens on the defense with the edge rushers and stuff, that Josh Allen Diggs connection can keep the team going.
Yeah, I like that, man. The last thing I ended with, I just kept it simple. I ain't even because you was like, here and there, and then I did see the overlap, and that's kind of how you felt like y'all was about to run out of spots. I just kept it as simple as Diggs. I wanted to go and give some more and this and that, but Diggs is the answer. Like how you just said right there, man. He is their version of Antonio Brown. From a person that walked into many stadiums with AB from 2014 to 2017. Now, I can't speak on what he's been up to since then because obviously he's been taking a different path. But during those years, it was no better feeling than walking in that thing with Nino Brown, Mr. AB. You knew what time it was. The Wi-Fi was going to be lit and all the shenanigans was in effect, And right now, when you watch Diggs, it feels the same way, man. Whether you're talking about the appearance, because AB was always going to look fresh. You look at Diggs, he always look fresh. You talk about having that big feel about a person, right? When AB walk on that field, it just looked different, right? When you watch Diggs, it kind of looks the same. And just a guy that when they're out there, that competitive nature too. Like one of the things that gets overlooked with AB is how competitive he is when he's on that field. And to me, Diggs has a lot of those similar characteristics. Maybe it's because both of them were late round draft picks. AB is 6, Diggs a 5th. But you see when they're out there, they play like they're pissed off, man. They talk crazy trash to you, let you know, like, bro, you ain't got nothing for me today. And I like that energy, baby. I like that. Like I said, I see a lot of similarities with this current team and with our Killer B team as well, man, in terms of like that offensive connection and stuff like that, man. But the third thing, like I said, for me is Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, they compared Diggs whenever he was a rookie to AB. I'll never forget that. And because I was still into fantasy at the time, so everyone was talking about him as being a sleeper. Because I don't know what round he was drafted in. Was he a 3rd or 4th round pick for Minnesota?
No, he was 5th in Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah, he slid.
But people were talking about him as a sleeper for his rookie year. They're like, dude, he's running routes like AB. Like he's looking like AB Jr. up here. And yeah, he did. He had a really solid rookie. He had like 900 yards or something like that, and then really started to come on the scene little by little. But then never really hit that full potential until he went to Buffalo with a quarterback like Josh Allen. It's weird. Why is Justin Jefferson lighting it up with Kirk Cousins, but Diggs couldn't hit that level with him?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I think part of it is this. Justin Jefferson creates more downfield separation, whereas Diggs is going to route you up. And he can still beat you deep, but athletically, to me, he's not as gifted an athlete as Justin Jefferson. Justin, to me, can like roll. Like when he gets going, you're like, bro, that's the crazy shake, speed, leaping ability, hands like that. Whereas when I look at Diggs, I think of it in the sense of AB to Julio Jones. We would say AB was a dog, right? But Julio, we felt was a better athlete because the size, the speed, the leaping is like, yo, that just is different. But to us, AB is the better player. When I think of both of them dudes, I'm like, I see that type of comparison. Like Diggs is athletic, isn't as gifted as Justin. Justin is a freaky athlete, bro. Like freaky. But that's also why he was drafted where he was drafted too.
Same thing with Julio versus
Yeah,
AP.
absolutely. It makes sense when you look at how both of these dudes can be gifted and make it, but one goes in the first round, top 15, top 10, the other fifth and sixth round. I do think that's part of it.
Do we want to hit these chats for the likes?
Yes, we do. Yes,
top
we
3
do.
likes. Well, first we got breaking news. TJ Watt is tuning in. He says, breaking news, I will be playing this week.
Shout out to TJ.
The unfortunate part, I don't think it's possible.
I don't think he's playing for the Steelers this week. He might be playing somewhere. He ain't playing with the Steelers this week, though.
He's
bro.
still on IR. From what I'm hearing,
Mm-hmm.
he's eligible to come off for this Bucs game
Yes.
coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether it happens or not,
Yeah.
that remains to be seen. But he will be eligible at that point.
Yeah, this is that sweet spot of IR time for both teams, actually. Tre'Davious White, he's actually eligible to come off for IR this week, too, man.
Before the Steeler game or next week?
No, like this game for the Steelers game. It ain't
Is it happening?
No, it's not happening. Nah. Same way with TJ, it ain't happening right now, man.
Yeah, White has that ACL.
Mm-hmm.
When are they thinking he's going to be back?
Probably after their bye. They got a couple more games.
Okay.
Then. Yep. But we'll get into some of the things of why we should get even more excited about this matchup. But let's get some of these likes. All right. Ryan Woodside, he says he likes Josh Allen. He likes their pass catchers, and he likes their linebackers in terms of Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds. And yes, that is the brother to our Terrell Edmonds and former Trey Edmonds. So shout out to them Edmonds crew. All right, let's see what
I got Steelers girl 517 here. She says Josh Allen, Diggs, and 3 Bills Mafia.
Oh,
She says
okay.
I can't lie, they have a dope fan base.
Okay. J Mac 609 says
People are being too nice here.
well, you started it. You went on that rant about Josh Allen. You notice I just kind of sat here.
I did. That was some high praise for
you
Allen,
did it.
huh?
I just say I was like, wow. I couldn't. You
good,
you
dude.
said it all. You know, you said it all.
I've come a long way on my
Yeah.
Josh Allen takes.
Yeah. But J Mac 609 says Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Big Bro Edmonds. Is that the big? I think that's the younger one actually, though. Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, that's the baby of the bunch, man. Yep. All right. Let's see. And then William Lalini says Josh Allen, the receiving group, and their secondary when healthy. All right. That does seem to be like the 3 that I keep seeing. What you seeing on your end?
It's Tuke, Allen, Diggs, defensive front. So that's just like yours right there.
Yeah.
There was one I saw in here. It was pretty good.
Troy
He had
Mason
some good
Jr.
explanations. I'm trying to find it again.
Troy Mason Jr. says Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Gabriel Davis hands down. Okay. Yeah, Gabe Davis, that's the number 2 receiver up there, man. He's been looking good.
What's the deal with his name change? He doesn't want to be called Gabriel anymore?
I didn't look into all that, bro.
Because everyone's calling him Gabe Davis now.
I just
You
figured
notice
that
that?
was like a short.
Yeah, I don't know if he just didn't like being called
Yeah.
Gabriel anymore.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like how over in Indianapolis
Right.
with Shaq Leonard that wanted to be called Darius. I didn't think it was like that. Yeah, I think it's just like instead of saying Gabriel, just saying this Gabe. Yeah.
Yeah, Gabriel makes you seem like you're a soft player,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's
Because
Gabriel.
that's
It's
the
Gabriel.
angel name,
Yeah.
right?
When you
Gabriel.
say Gabe, it's like whoa.
Gabe Davis.
Whoa, it's a little
Yeah,
edgy.
a little more hardcore.
little
Not
edgy.
much though.
It's not, but it's
Not by
edgy.
much.
It's like you don't have like the nice robe on, but you still like in a nice button up though. You still nice, Gabe. Yeah.
Darnell Thornton. This is the one I wanted to read. Josh Allen. He got that farmer in him. Von Miller on a mission. That other Edmonds brother is scary.
All right. He got that farmer in him. I ain't never heard that, but he do got that country farm strength that's what you're referring to. Yeah, that's always on display with them, man. But
Did we talk about where he was from?
he's
I know
from
he
University
went,
of Wyoming.
he went to Wyoming.
Yeah.
Where's he actually from, though? How'd
He's
he
from
grow up?
California.
Is he?
He's a Cali kid. Yeah,
he
he's a
looks
Cali
like
kid.
a farmer kid,
Yeah.
but he's not.
I like it though. All right. So, you ready to tap into the other side of this thing?
Sure.
What we don't like about this Bills team?
Sure.
I don't like the fact that they're located in Buffalo and, not here with me. So I can have Pittsburgh and Buffalo together. Dang. What
Yeah,
else
that's
don't I
not
like?
happening.
Yeah.
We wouldn't accept that.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that they didn't give me that nice contract that the Pittsburgh Steelers gave me. Changed my life
You
forever.
didn't like the GM at the time, huh?
I did not like the GM at the time. Don't be not saying that because somebody's going to Google that. All right. I was not a fan of the organization's direction at the time. How about that? That's a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the GM.
Yeah, just leave it at that.
It came
Let's
down
put it
from
correct that
ownership.
way. All right. Yeah. You just never know. You never know. All right.
There was a lot at play.
But in the chat, drop the 3 things that you do not like about this Buffalo Bills team. And shout out to John Doe. Griselda's the best thing they got. You're not a rap guy. I forgot that. That's Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, you know.
See, I am a rap guy.
West Side Gunner?
I'm like,
yes, come on.
I'm like out of the game. Bro.
Oh.
It's almost like fantasy football. Like I used to listen to a lot of rap.
The Butcher
high school,
coming.
college, couple years out of college. I haven't been as much into it. At least knowing what's coming out and whatnot. Yeah. If I hear a good song, it's a good song. I don't care if it's rap, country, or what it is.
No, respect.
But I'm out of the game. Like in terms of the rappers' names. Okay. When are the albums coming out? The song. But if you know what I mean, you hear something. So if something's popping on TikTok, it's on the radio.
You probably have heard some of his stuff, yeah. But he's one of their like. Think about how Wiz was when we came up. Obviously, like the Black and Yellow song, and that like when that hit and how he kept blowing up. So for Benny, he's past that, but he's not to where Wiz is at right now per se. In terms of like how Wiz is like locked in, stamped, like, but he's growing to that stage right now. So it's a vibe up there, man. Yeah.
How old is he?
Shoot, like
you think he's gonna stay at this level, or you think
he's gonna keep going? Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay, dislikes. What do we got?
So dislikes. We got 3 of these things. Are we sure we got 3? I mean, I was searching far and wide. I think I was able to find 3. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of research. It took a lot of effort. You know, I was almost exhausted when I was done with this search. But I found 3, Deke. I did find 3. All right. The first one that I don't like about this Bills team is their ball security. Whether you're talking Josh Allen, these receivers, these running backs, they don't value the ball to the same level that we've seen here, especially under Mr. Trubisky, because he values the ball very much. But the reason why the ball security is an issue for them and is going to go into one of the other reasons that one of the other things I don't like about this team right now, but it does go to the fact that they are very confident in their ability to score points. They're very confident in their ability to overcome mistakes. So at times you'll see their ball carriers put it on the ground multiple times in a game. Josh Allen, even though he's extremely difficult to bring down at times, he's dangerous in the open field. When he's running the ball, he carries the ball very loose at times. And that's been one of the things that even when we played them last year, we got out of the stadium because of their ball security issues. That has not went away. Even you watching the game against Baltimore last week, they put the ball on the ground. I think it was Devin Singletary had one. And low-key, they probably could have had another pick in there, too, just in the sense of when Josh does throw the ball, because he's throwing it so hard. Yeah, when he throws that ball, it's coming out that thing like a jugs machine. So when it hits off of your guy's hands, that thing is going all type of places. So it's definitely scenarios where when I think of that ball security, I'm eyeballing a Minkah Fitzpatrick off the hands of somebody and getting anyone, because that happens a lot with them. But because they know they can score, that's part of the reason why they don't care about that ball security to that same extent. So you'll see them reach that ball out. You'll see them carrying it with one arm and stuff like that versus protecting it and acting like it actually matters.
Yeah, I forget which running back it was, fumble it.
James Cook done fumbled it multiple times. That's the rookie out of Georgia, the Dalvin Cook's younger brother. They use him, but every time they want to put him out there more, he fumbles the ball. He done fumbled it, I think, 3 times this season. I don't think he's lost all of them, but he's fumbled multiple times this year already.
I think it was Singletary in this Ravens game. But it was just funny, like no one batted an eye.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs just walked by.
Yeah, it's like, all right, it's whatever.
You would think a dude like Diggs would be like, come on, like, you know what I mean, yelling. I'm like, hold on to the damn ball.
Dude.
He didn't even do anything. He just walked away, and they're going to the sideline. They're probably just thinking, all right, we'll get him back next series.
But that's the difference. And it's kind of like when we talk about our Killer B era, you didn't see a lot of people tripping when we would turn the ball over.
L. Bell wasn't fumbling it, though, either. AB wasn't dropping.
But we would have interceptions. Let's not act like we ain't turned the ball. We still had turnovers. But it never felt like, it's going to kill us. Because we knew, they could come back from down 3 scores like that. And that's how this Bills team operates. And like you said, it's funny when you watch it on tape, you see that. They just kind of like, all right, whatever, we good. Yeah.
I'm with you on that, and I guess maybe this is a good segue for mine. I don't like the running backs.
You bring up some good point, man. Absolutely.
Can't trust them at all. They've been waiting how many years for one of these dudes to develop into a top 10 or 15 running back, at least like a bell cow that they can trust. Devin Singletary's nice. I see some of the shiftiness that he brings to the table, but again, the fumbles. Yeah. And then if that offensive line ain't blocking good,
Mm-hmm.
he's not one of those dudes that's shaking off guys like
Nah.
Najee Harris and stiff arming and making things happen on his own.
Yeah.
And then James Cook, you're right. He really hasn't been what they thought he was going to be as a
No.
rookie. Zach Moss, just what's the
It's
deal
hard
with
to
him?
trust him.
He was a trade target in the offseason.
It's just the trust element. Sometimes he comes out there, he looks like he should be the bell cow back, and they'll move on from Devin Singletary. But then he'll go out there in misprotection, put a ball on the ground, and then you're like, what is this? It's all three of them dudes, though, man. It's the inconsistency part.
Like, you look at their rushing totals this year, they're like a top 10 or 12 rushing team.
As a team, because
Josh Allen is leading the team in rushing yards.
I was going to say the team. Yes, not those dudes.
Josh Allen has 30 attempts, 183 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Singletary is the next best guy with 129 yards at 3.8 yards per carry. Zach Moss has only 84 yards. James Cook with 58. At least Singletary's got the 141 receiving with a touchdown, but still.
And that's the part that makes Singletary. That's why they keep rolling with him, even when he puts the ball on the ground, because he is their best receiving threat. James Cook, they drafted to be that, but ball security is the bigger issue. So you can't trust him to that level just yet. But Singletary gives you that element of it.
And you're right with Josh Allen, 4 fumbles on the year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many were
Like I said,
recovered
they don't
by
lose
the
them
Bills
all,
and whatnot. But
yeah, they fumble a lot, though. As a team, they put the ball on the ground, man, and they'll throw picks. All right. So you said your first one was the receivers?
Yeah, that's
I mean, the
I
running
mean, it
game,
goes
running
hand
backs,
in hand a
excuse me.
little bit with your turnovers, because
No,
that was another thing I was
100%.
considering. Because
All
you
right.
could even see it when Josh Allen's throwing. He'll be trying to throw into tight windows, and the ball's flying out.
And when it flies, bro, it goes wherever. Because you see him, he'll put all, it's like throwing a fast pitch out there, man.
Yeah, some of
Like,
them, when it's not even tight
yes,
windows,
bro.
it's like a drag 5 yards in front of
yes,
them.
and it's like a cannon coming off that thing, man. Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing, I guess, going back to whenever he was younger. That was the one thing everyone was talking about.
Touch.
Like, he doesn't
Touch.
have that touch. Obviously, he's developed it for sure, but he's
It's
still got that
it's-
cannon. And maybe
yes.
it's tough to rein in at times.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. The next thing, though, that I don't like about this team currently is their health. They're extremely banged up on the back end of this defense. As we talked about, their corner, Tre'Davious White, that's their Pro Bowl, All-Pro, big contract guy. He's still out with an ACL injury. In the back end, Micah Hyde out for the season with a neck. Jordan Poyer, he's been dealing with the elbow that you see the big brace on, but he also has a rib injury he's dealing with.
He had the 2 picks last week, but do you think he was off a little? Even though like he had the 2 picks, do you think he wasn't right?
Yes. But he's still, like, the thing with Jordan is this. He's such a smart player that when the athletic part isn't there, he can make up for it just by being in the right position. Now, I know the 1 pick was off of a tip, so that is context.
Right, the one he made at the end of the game.
The end of the game one
sweet.
was
like
nice.
he trucked the
Yes.
dude as he was picking it.
Yes, that one was good. The first one, it just hit off the dude's helmet and went up
Right,
in the
that was
air.
at the
That
line
was
of
it.
scrimmage.
Absolutely. Yeah, but you know how they spin it. Oh, he got 2 picks. You know how it go.
That was like one of those ones back in 2020 when we were
Right.
throwing a lot of balls at the line of scrimmage.
And it just
was
get bounced.
getting
You're like,
tipped
bro,
up,
how does that happen?
and they wanted to blame Ben, and
Yeah.
I was in here defending 7.
You held him down. You held him down.
Yeah.
But yeah, the team health is something that, like I said, I'm just not a fan of right now. They just got to get healthy. And even on offense, they're losing guys. Jamison Crowder,
The
who's been
secondary
there.
receivers.
Yeah, Jamison Crowder, who's been their returner and second receiver, he's out. I think he has the broken ankle. Then, no. He has no.
McKenzie's
Jamison
got something too.
Yeah, so Crowder has the ankle. Isaiah McKenzie has the concussion. He's in the protocol. He got slept. He caught a pass on like a 3rd down, gets hit, jogs off the field, but everybody's like, yo, he's a little off, you know? So I don't.
It's the battle of the concussion protocol this week.
Like,
Terrell
that's-
Edmonds versus Isaiah
seriously,
McKenzie.
bro. I'm like, yeah, it's a little, nah.
Tua screwed it up for everyone.
He did, because now everybody's like super like, yo, you can't. If it looks cobwebbish, nope. Mm-mm. Yeah. So that's the part where I'm kind of like, I don't know anymore. I don't know. Typically, if that happened, I'm like, yo, he'll be back next week. Right now, I don't know, man. But the other dude though is Ed Oliver. Like I said, he's their best interior D lineman, the pass rusher, run stopper, the high end draft pick. But he hasn't been out there since week 1. He's been dealing with, I think it's an ankle. Now he's been practicing last week, and then obviously practiced today as a limited guy. But when they have that many people hurt, that many people out, some of their old linemen as well, man, it's just like, it's a lot to deal with, man. So that's why I have their team health as, the second thing that I do not like about this team.
Okay, so I agree with you on that. Maybe I'll just take it a little bit of a step further and say the defense as a whole, I don't like.
Fair.
I actually compare it to ours in a way where
it's situationally good.
It's very solid. It's solid still, but it's missing a ton of those key guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing them get offenses into tough spots, but then I see offenses convert.
Get out of them.
A la how we saw with the
Yes.
Steelers and Jets game last week, where we consistently got the Jets in 3rd and long. But you see dynamic plays being made, and the defense can't stay off the field. You see leaks. So, like, last week with the Ravens, we saw it a couple times, but also in the Dolphins game. Like, you look at what's crazy about that Bills-Dolphins game, you look at that time of possession. I think the Bills had it for, like, 40-plus minutes.
They dominated everything except
The
when
Dolphins
it was
only
time
had,
to get off the field.
200 yards on
Yes.
offense, and it was due to those, like, big-time plays that they made on 3rd and long, critical moments, and they could keep things going.
Jalen Waddle, they lost on a 3rd and 22.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And you saw it last week against the Ravens where Lamar threw that one up with, like, his eyes closed. It hit off Mark Andrews and the other Bills guy.
Oh my God. That was the most disgusting, fluky, lucky. He should have been sacked twice. Then he rolls out like, yo, I totally forgot about that play. That was, yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, I would say the defense as a whole, because, again, they are solid. I'm not trying to, like, rip on them too much. But I also think, you could correct me if I'm wrong on this, what I saw from last week is whenever they were only pressuring with 4 guys, they weren't getting to Lamar that quickly. Whenever they brought an extra blitzer, definitely they got Lamar to escape the pocket and cause some havoc.
Yep.
But if they're just throwing 4 guys, and we know what that could mean if you could send 4 guys and still get pressure. That I mean, we've seen that with T.J. Watt, Bud Dupree, T.J. Watt, and when Highsmith has been on. And it doesn't feel like the Bills are able to do that. They got some leaks in the running game, too, or their run defense. So I'm just going to say their defense as a whole, it's not like a shot at them because, like, overall the Bills are still a really good team.
Absolutely.
But this is something you could point out is, like, I just think their defense is kind of weak at times, especially situationally like we talked about.
No, I definitely like that right there. All right, man. You bring it. Let me find out my
Bring
man
some
Deke.
heat.
Deke been in the lab this week.
I had to figure out some ways to beat these Bills, man.
That's what you was doing?
Yeah.
That's what you was doing? You in the lab like
It's
that?
a rivalry game, dude. This is, college football. You have those big rivalry games. Backyard
See,
brawl with
I've been
Pitt and
feeling like
WVU.
that. I've been feeling like that.
This is
I didn't know if I
actually,
could fully go there with it, man.
We have Steelers Browns. I mean, what can we call this one?
I don't know.
The podcast rivalry?
Maybe, or is it the? It can't be the Lake Erie rivalry. Let me see.
No, that would be Browns Bills. Actually.
Yeah, because Browns Bills. That's what we call that whenever we play them. Is it the PA Turnpike battle? I don't know.
Yeah, you could take the Turnpike. Is that I-79?
Yeah, because you would take 79 to go. Yeah, so we could say it's the
I-79 boy.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah.
Especially with Pickett getting his first start too. I had to unturn every stone to try to help him, give him some insight for the Bills team.
And look, and when because we're gonna talk to TG in a little bit, but then when we do get to our advantages and disadvantages and talk about this actual game preview and break that part down too. Oh yeah, man, we gotta get some reasons to believe in the young fella. Come on now. But the third thing that I don't like, and man, this was tough. Deke, this was so hard to find, bro. It was so hard to find the third thing. But the third thing that I do not like about this current Bills team is their offensive arrogance.
Wow. Still there?
It is still there. Like I said, it's not to the extent when it was with Brian Dable, where it was literally, hey, we do not care if we are on our own 20-yard line and it's 4th and 2, we're going to go for it. We obviously saw that last year multiple times. It's not to that extent, but when you talk about the ball security, when you talk about how they are in certain elements of their game, man, when it's like, you don't have to be this aggressive. Now, some of it works out, but it's kind of like, why do you want to keep taking those type of chances where it could be a situation like when I think of a year ago, Monday Night Football, Bills, Titans, right? And I think it was 3 or 4 times where the Bills could have just easily got points. And I'm not even talking goal-to-goal situations. They're just like high red zone or in the 30s. And it's like, yo, you can just kick this field goal. It's 3rd and 7. Why you tripping? And they'll make it, nope. 3rd and 7. All right, cool. All right, let's go for it on 4th and 7. We in the red zone. It's close enough. And that type of stuff.
That's some Madden shit right there.
No, seriously, bro. Seriously. But you remember, they got the stat for, I think, up until last game it changed. But for like a while, it was like how many games with one punt or no punts. Like, that's the type of stuff that they've been on. But a lot of it is because of how aggressive they are on those 3rd and 4th downs. Like, they don't care. It'd be 4th. They're like, I'll go for it. Midfield, we don't care. We'll go for it. That type of stuff, for me, I'm like, that's arrogance. That's you just saying, man, I don't care. You're not going to be able to stop this. And at times it's cool. But it can't be like your calling card, your MO, like, hey, man, if it's ever debatable, we going. Like, that's the part for me. I'm just kind of like, yo, like you said, it feels real Madden-ish at times, man.
Yeah, you don't want to turn into
feels real Madden-ish,
John
bro.
Harbaugh.
Or not even, or Harbaugh, or the dude out in the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Staley. Like, I'm like, yo, that's what it, at times, I'd be like, yeah. To put it. Like, I know you got Josh, and I know Josh does some crazy things out there. He makes it happen. But still, it's like, yo, do you got to do it every time? So that would be the third thing for me.
So we've been talking about the Bills-Ravens game a lot so far this podcast.
Yeah.
And going back to just decision-making. I cannot believe
Harbaugh's
Harbaugh
another
went
one.
for it.
Yes.
It ended up being that Lamar picked the Poyer.
Yeah.
Just take the 3 points. Your defense wasn't playing
Take
that
the
bad
3.
against the Bills.
Take the 3.
The Bills started coming back a little
Yeah.
bit, but,
Take the 3.
I mean, you could have maybe stopped them. Worst
Take the
case,
3.
you make the
Yes.
Bills kick the field goal. Who knows what happens with field
Yes.
goals these days, too. We're
Yes.
seeing dudes
And in the
miss
conditions,
left and
and in the
right.
conditions that it was last week.
Yeah,
as well.
some pressure. Yeah,
Yes,
Bass almost
dude.
missed one
Come
of them.
on,
Like,
man.
it just went
Yes.
right through the one
And
up, right? You had the pressure.
Come on, man. Yeah. Everything made sense. Like, yo, let's kick it.
And then you go to overtime,
Mhm.
coin toss, and
Yeah.
you see what happens there. I did not understand that one at all.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know. Some coaches, man, and that's, I'm like, yo, is that Harbaugh's name? Because we talked about him last year and how we saw that in stadium versus us. And then I think it was like 2 weeks following us as well, where
Green
it was
Bay.
like, why are you doing this? Why are you making it a, we're going to win or lose right here, right now? Like, it does not have to be that, man.
Yeah, there's times you like it, though.
Yeah.
It's all about the
It's
feel
context,
of the game, too.
yeah.
And with the feel of the Ravens-Bills game, I
Exactly.
thought you needed to kick the field goal.
Exactly.
Maybe against us with
Yeah.
Ben having some momentum, leading some of those drives down the stretch in the fourth quarter. That's why he went for it for
Yeah.
2. But I don't know. That one just didn't make sense last week.
Yeah.
My last one, I'm going with the offensive line.
Okay.
I think some of these teams have been getting some pressure on Josh Allen. And at times they're not as good in the run game. And, you know, Josh Allen will drop back, hand it off. Singletary, he'll run into a brick wall.
Oh, yeah.
So just across the board, I think there's some holes in their offensive line. And I'll be interested to see. I know Highsmith had an amazing matchup against the Jets, like third or fourth string left tackle. But with the trajectory he's on this season, as I said at the beginning, I feel like he's a little underrated. Like I know having TJ Watt would greatly benefit him, but I think he could be doing pretty well on his own because he has thus far. Now, for the whole defensive sake, we need a TJ Watt in there. But I think Highsmith can at least pick up a little bit from TJ Watt being gone.
I am with you as it pertains to Highsmith, but I did want to just kind of bring up, we high on Highsmith, right?
Yeah.
4.5 sacks, or no, 5.5 now, right?
Yeah.
But you do know Vaughn got 3, Greg Russo got 4 as well. So it's like, I love the optimism about Highsmith and that, but I'm like, yo, they got a young dude as well that they think could take that next step too. And he is actually doing it too in stadium, man.
I agree. They're
yeah,
good.
like it's gonna be good. Like I think this is, like I said, in both teams where we're at right now, we're gonna be able to do some things. When you're talking about their offensive line, no, that is legitimate. It's legitimate as heck. I want to see, because Highsmith this week is not as favorable as a matchup.
Dawkins is decent. He's decent.
Yeah.
But their offensive line as a whole,
But
it
Dawkins,
just sucks not having TJ on the other side.
No,
Cam's hurt now,
that's
too.
the game changer. Oh my gosh. Because now I'm like, I can see Dawkins and Highsmith being a wash, because both of those dudes are 2 really good young players emerging in this league. Like I like both of them. But you're right, man. If TJ's out there, that changes everything. Because now, if there's a guy to have a situation, who do you think they're gonna go help right now? Got to have a situation, they're gonna say, well, you know what? Well, we can give you a little help if you need some, Deion. Whereas if TJ's out there and Cam is completely healthy, you don't have that luxury. So I do feel you, man. 100%. Bro.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm ripping on their offensive
Yeah.
line a little bit, saying it could be a weakness for them. But we got to take advantage. And at times, with how this defensive line and our edge rushers have been doing, like last week against the Jets in critical moments, it hasn't been there.
Yeah.
But for the game as a whole, it has.
It has, right.
Can we get it
Right.
for the full game against Buffalo?
Yeah. So we are going to see, man. We are going to see. But it's going to be a good one, though. Definitely a good one.